We're back out here working on the PVC instrument. Where we left off last time, I still had a couple of things I needed to resolve. I've got a few things that weren't put together quite right. In the front, the last few pieces I put in, one of them kind of got skewed a little bit and didn't fit. And instead of really taking time to fix it, I went ahead and left it as it was and just made the other ones route around it. And then it kind of created more of a mess. So I need to clean that up. I think I'm going to have to remove about 4 of the last pipes and get those resolved. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. We'll see. And on the other side, I've got one pipe here that keeps disconnecting. It was PVC glued together, but I guess I didn't get enough glue, or I didn't have a good fit even when I put the glue in it. So I'm going to have to resolve that. Let's get busy. All right, we're going to start seeing if we can get some of this apart. Now, I do remember back when I put this together, I did stop kind of matching things up. Like, I wasn't so worried about getting all this glued together. So this, I can, you know, all that's going to come apart. That's a no-brainer there. Okay. So luckily that one's good. It looks like I'm going to have to take the one off I've done, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe the last 6 come apart. And then I can determine, I mean, I know this one's supposed to go back where these 2 are. So maybe those 2 can come apart. And then that one's going to go there. So that'll kind of finish that out. And I don't know. Yeah, all I know to do is start taking it apart. All right, as I'm taking this apart, I realize I better go ahead and start marking everything so I know which ones go where, because I'll end up with these big pieces here everywhere, and I'm not going to be able to remember which one goes where. If I was only doing 1 or 2, that'd be one thing, but the fact that I'm doing so many is just going to take a bit. Okay, well, let's keep going. Load. Good thing is I did not glue some of these together. Give myself a shot at getting them together right. All right, well, I got all the ones out that I could easily remove, the ones that weren't glued together. So it's 3, and I've got 3 more here I need to pull, but they are all glued up. So I've got a couple of options here. I can try to force it, but it's just going to cause more issues. So I'm going to try to cut it. I went and got a PVC cutter that is meant for 2-inch PVC. And, you know I showed last time how much trouble I was going through trying to cut through this stuff. To be honest, I think I would have done better just having one of these cutters to start with. Now, I haven't really cut anything with it yet, but this would not produce all of the mess that I'm ending up with all over everywhere. And the good thing here, I can cut this in half, and if I leave enough space, that's why I kind of started over there, I can bring a coupler in and put it back together, and then be able to adjust anything within the coupler. And I may do the same thing on a couple of these, see how it works. But this is a lot of work, but it is providing a very clean cut. And as I just mentioned, I'm not filling up the whole shop with the little dust particles. And as luck would have it, about the time I get it cut off there, that little piece comes out. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, I think that one might be okay where it is. As much as I love this PVC cutter, it is difficult to get it in there to make cuts sometimes. As I got all of the pieces which needed correction removed, I could start trying to fit it all back together correctly. I'll have to see which pieces need modifications, like shortening a certain part or elongating a different part. I don't know why, but for some reason when I watch this part, it seems to look 3D. What do you think? This is an example of a piece that is just a little bit too long to fit the way it's put together. So the question is, can I just cut some of this long pipe, or do I have to remake at the end on how it's put together? You can see I ended up reconfiguring how it was all put together. Now these pieces seem to just fall in place just like Tetris. I'm trying to understand how all of these pieces could possibly fit in these small spaces. As much as I enjoy the plans that I use, they didn't leave a lot of extra space. One little miscut could have way bigger consequences down the road when I'm trying to get other pieces to fit correctly. All right, I've pretty much got everything at least inside of the shell itself. A few of the pipes stick out just a little bit beyond, but I'm not really worried about that. I did have to go get one more coupler just to get this coupled together. I'm going to try to get that on. That's going to be a chore just to get it into place, but I can do it on one side, but getting it on the other is going to be a bit difficult. But oh, there we go. Okay, now that one's put together. All right, so we're in pretty good shape from this standpoint. Now I just need to move to the back where there was a couple of pieces that didn't want to fit in and stay into place. So I'm going to move back and get those taken care of. All right, so there was just no way this piece is going to fit. So this connector goes through there and it fits in there, but the pieces right here, I need another, maybe an inch there. So I guess I'm going to see if I can break these two apart, and I want to increase the spacing there, maybe up to an inch or so, and then see if it'll all fit back together. Then actually I think this piece will fit a little better on there too. That'll kind of help the overall everything. I was able to remove the short piece and add a little bit longer piece. Now I'm going to try to fit how to get it all back in place. I actually have a little extra space now. Here it is from the front. But trying to get this piece back in there will be a chore. So I know I'm going to need to shorten this piece. So I can cut this center piece shorter and add a coupler. That should give it just about the right spacing. I'll measure from the outside of the coupler to the midpoint stop on the inside of the coupler. I made marks on the PVC where I want to cut it. It's kind of hard to see the marks on the camera though. I'll cut the PVC on both sides. And add a coupler, and then I'll put it back together. Now let's see how this piece fits together. This seems to fit pretty good. As you can see, it isn't 100% perfect, but it does work. All right, well, I was able to get the pieces put back together. You know, and this is one of those times when I was rushing to get done with it the first time through, and I thought, man, I really don't have time to get this done the way it needs to be, get it done right. And that just takes me back to the old saying, if you don't have time to do it right the first time, when are you gonna find time to do it, you know, again? Well, I had to find time to do it again just to make it work. So I fixed the pieces in the front. Those are all taken care of now. I got the piece in the back fixed. Everything goes together good. So we're done with that. Now, I still haven't done the tuning. I was planning on including that in part of this video, but this video is stretching a little bit longer than I anticipated. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one right here, and I will go ahead and do a tuning video here pretty quick. I've got the tuning figured out. I kind of played with it a little bit yesterday, so I've got a good understanding of how it's gonna work. Still don't know quite how much I have to take off, you know, every time to get the pipes just right, or how much I'm going to need to add in some cases. But anyway, stay tuned for that. Appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a great day.